Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local schools. I'm Jonathan Kerman. The man behind the lens is Caleb Franklin, and we're coming to you live from St. Mary's High School in beautiful Medford, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Today, the Douglas Trojans take on the St. Mary's Crusaders. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with our local school districts and our participating community business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for events on TableRockSports.net. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. And if you like what we're doing here on TableRockSports.net, please support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. We provide you live coverage of high school athletics absolutely free. Subscriptions on YouTube is our way of showing your support. We greatly appreciate it. Just search Table Rock Sports on YouTube and hit that big red subscribe button. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll step into the Bills Glass Coaches Corner and take a look at both rosters. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou.
Have the best selection and the best value for the dollar.
My name's Haley, and I've been showing sheep for 5 years through 4-H and pigs for 2 years through 4-H. 2 years ago I got grand champion, and today I got reserve grand champion. It's a really good program, and it teaches the kids self-responsibility. The program wouldn't be how it is today if we didn't have people like Sherb coming out and supporting us.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome back. You're watching the St. Mary's Crusaders pregame show on TableRockSports.net. Now time for the Bills Glass Coaches Corner. Bills Glass is the clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. Locally owned and family run, Bills Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. First, let's take a look at the visiting team, the Douglas Trojans, wearing their road blacks with maroon crimson lettering. They are coached by Leslie Wilson. Assistant coach is Jen O'Toole, and their roster is as follows. Number 1, McKenna Anderson. Number 2, Ellie Wiegman. Number 3, Miriam Stoffel. Number 4, Molly Palamalu. Number 5, Marissa Schultz. Number 6, Mila Palamalu. Number 7, Mackenzie Phillips. Number 8, Paige Miller. Number 9, Shaylin Thorpe. Number 10, Samantha Crozier. Number 11, Bridget Immel. And number 12 is Corey Boyd. And now to take a look at the home team, the St. Mary's Crusaders, coached by Katie Miller. Assistant coach is Kim Struthers, and their roster is as follows. Senior number 1, Lucy Palmer. Sophomore number 2, Sydney Alexander. Senior number 3, Ainsley Dunn. Freshman number 4, Taylor Woulette. Freshman number 5, Emma Johnston. Sophomore number 6, Albie Borovansky. Senior number 7, Abby Christman. Sophomore number 8, Caitlin Hansen. Junior number 9, Kylie Kinsella. Freshman number 10, Maddie Ward. Freshman number 11, Lily Jensen. Sophomore number 12, Kelsey Dunn. Freshman number 13, Kylie Miller. Sophomore number 14, Montana Driscoll. And freshman number 15, Noelle Fickett. It's because of our local sponsors that make this broadcast of high school athletics possible, including our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. We're going to step away for one more quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll bring you live coverage between the Douglas Trojans and the St. Mary's Crusaders. It's all part of the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, presented by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou on TableRockSports.net.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Welcome back. You're watching Crusaders Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. Getting you ready for this matchup between St. Mary's and the visiting Douglas Trojans. Thank you for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. Again, my name is Jonathan Kerman. The man behind the lens is Caleb Franklin. And here bringing you coverage of game number 2 of our triple header on TableRockSports.net. Thank you for joining us this still morning on a beautiful Saturday in Southern Oregon. Today's game is brought to you in part by My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch into your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins with My Circle K. Our OSAA officials taking their positions, and we are set to get underway. The St. Mary's Crusaders will be on the left side of your screen for the entire duration of the match. The Douglas Trojans will be on the right side of your screen. McKenna Anderson, Mila Palomalu, Ellie Wiegman, Molly Palomalu, Shaylin Thorpe, and the libero, number 13, who isn't listed on the roster. We'll try our best to figure out who that is for you in just a moment. Meanwhile, we are underway. Douglas with a strong serve. Kelsey Dunn gets it over for St. Mary's. Sent across by Shaylin Thorpe. Here's Dunn again, and it's Dunn who wins it for St. Mary's. St. Mary's with their first serve against Douglas. There's a strong strike and a kill for Shaylin Thorpe. So that is Bridget Immel wearing number 13 for the Douglas Trojans. Got that sorted out for you. All tied at 1 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Serve sent away by Shaylin Thorpe. A quick strike and a kill for the Crusaders. A 3-1 lead for St. Mary's on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Caitlin Hansen the serve. First touch by Mackenzie Phillips. Phillips will send it across. Met at the top by Kylie Kinsella of St. Mary's. And an early 4-1 lead for the Crusaders. Hansen sends it away again. Bridget Immel, the first to touch it. Sent across by Ellie Wiegman. Kelsey Dunn gets it over for St. Mary's. The set by McKenna Anderson. The strike by Polamalu. Returned to sender. Kylie Kinsella and Kelsey Dunn there on the front line for St. Mary's. Set by Anderson. And the kill, Ellie Wiegman for Douglas. Score now 5-2. The Trojans will send it away. Molly Polamalu set to serve. Quick touch, and point won by Lucy Palmer of St. Mary's. Kelsey Dunn is back to serve for the Crusaders. Another point to St. Mary's. Nice dig by McKenna Anderson. And too strong on that strike. 8-2 now, St. Mary's on top here in set number 1. Anderson sends it up for Douglas. Sent across by Mackenzie Phillips. The whistle blows. And a point to Douglas. Good frontline play by Mila Polamalu. And there it is, Polamalu. No, point going to be awarded. Yes, point will be awarded to Douglas. Bit of a miscommunication from our OSAA officials. That's all right, they got the call right in the end. Ellie Wiegman will send it away for the Trojans. And the quick touch, the finesse. Oh, somehow St. Mary's kept it alive, but point won by Douglas. Too strong past the back line. And the Trojans cutting into that St. Mary's lead. Score now 8-6. Crusaders on top. Wiegman sends it away. A quick strike and a kill. Mackenzie Phillips for the Trojans. Ellie Wiegman to send it away once again. An opportunity and too far past the back line. Point to St. Mary's. A couple of substitutions for the Crusaders. Abby Chrisman and Noelle Thickett check in. Albie Borovansky sends it away. And the quick finesse by Wiegman gets it across. And no one there, no man's land for the Trojans. Point and possession back to Douglas. Making our way through set number 1. here in game 2 of our triple header. A strong strike over by Emma Johnston, controlled by the Trojans and sent over by McKenna Anderson. And in tough positioning, point to St. Mary's. Miscommunication, St. Mary's takes advantage. The lead back up to 4. Noelle Thickett the serve. Sent over by Shaylin Thorpe. Here's Emma Johnston for St. Mary's. Thorpe the first to touch it. Set by Wiegman, and then sent across with good pace by McKenna Anderson. Returned, and point one by the front line of the Trojans. Mila Palomalu and Shaylin Thorpe there for Douglas. It'll be Mila Palomalu to serve it away. Johnston the strike, met at the top by Molly Palomalu. And this time falls on the Douglas side. Point to St. Mary's. Emma Johnston, the low line drive serve. Fantastic effort by Ellie Wiegman, but to no avail. Johnston again. Point to St. Mary's. 15-9 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Johnston again. Sent over by McKenna Anderson. First touch by Borovansky. The set for Dunn. And a miss hit. Point to Douglas. Oh, fantastic effort on the dig by Bridget Emmel. Couldn't get there in time, and the point won by St. Mary's. Point to the Crusaders. 17-10 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Abby Christman, not that time. Point in possession back to the Trojans. Shaylin Thorpe will send it away. Kelsey Dunn, the quick strike and the kill. St. Mary's in control here in set number 1. Caitlin Hansen to serve for St. Mary's. Wiegman the strike, return to sender. Play on the front line. Sent up by Mackenzie Phillips, sent over by Mila Palomalu. Kelsey Dunn gets it across for St. Mary's. Phillips, too strong past the back line, point to St. Mary's. Once again, Caitlin Hansen to serve. Sent up by Thorpe. Sent across by Wiegman. Set by Anderson. And on the line, the point won by Molly Palomalu. Palomalu Molly Palomalu, that is, one of the two Palomalu sisters on this Trojans team, is back to serve. Her sister Mila on the front line. And an ace for Molly Palomalu. Quick touch by Phillips, controlled by St. Mary's. Borovansky gets it over. The set by Anderson, the strike by Mila. Johnston controls. Molly is there on the back line to Mila. Mackenzie Phillips. Oh, Johnston there on the back line, but it lands out of bounds. Points to Douglas. 19-14, St. Mary's on top on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Still Molly Palomalu with the serve. Allie Weigman, not that time. Point to St. Mary's as they get into the 20s. Kelsey Dunn is back to serve. Going in for the strike was Mackenzie Phillips. St. Mary's handles it. Ellie Weigman on the kill for Douglas. And it'll be Weigman back to serve. Sent over by Dunn, no. Douglas making a comeback here. Now just a 4-point lead for the Crusaders. Weigman again. Another point for the Trojans. Sydney Alexander checks in for St. Mary's. Here's Ellie Weigman. Too far past the back line, point to St. Mary's. 21-17 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Albie Borovansky is back to serve for St. Mary's. Borovansky sends it away. First touch by Bridget Immel. Flying in for the strike was McKenna Anderson, controlled by St. Mary's. And Douglas unable to recover. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching Crusader Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. Welcome back to St. Mary's High School down on Jackson Court. The score, St. Mary's 22, Douglas 17. We're bringing you coverage of the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Correction, 23-17. Now St. Mary's on top. Sent over by Mila Palomalu. Strong front line play. Palamalu and Mackenzie Phillips there for Douglas. And now set point for the Crusaders. It'll be Lucy Palmer back to serve. First touch by Thorpe. Sent over with pace by McKenna Anderson. And too strong past the far sideline. And set number 1 belongs to the Crusaders. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you more coverage of this volleyball match between St. Mary's and Douglas right after this on TableRockSports.net.
What is education? Is it desks and a line? Is it reading from a textbook? Or should it be something more?
St. Mary's is a really special place, and it's hard to understand that unless you visit, unless you spend time here.
And the kids here are just wonderful.
It makes teaching easy because they want to learn and they're very respectful.
They care about each other. They know how to collaborate and work together. They know how to figure out complex problems.
They respond to enthusiasm and they develop their own enthusiasm, which is something that I feed off as a teacher.
We care for them as a whole, as an individual. It's not just about my subject. We care about all parts of that student.
One of the benefits of our project-based learning program in the middle school is that students are able to take what they're learning and make something really creative and inventive and exciting, and they're also very invested in it because it's real to them.
The students really get involved and get to learn problem solving through a hands-on approach. Through our mod system, they can take an engineering class and see if it's for them, but then maybe realize that they want to do something a little more creative and then take some art classes and find out that architecture might be their thing.
This is education for the 21st century. Our programming is designed to teach people to think outside the box.
This year we have students from 11 different countries, plus all of our American students. So we're an international campus. Students learn from each other. Local students learn from students who come to go to school here.
Both teams coming back a little early. Had to cut that message from our sponsor short to bring you back to Jackson Court as we bring you coverage of St. Mary's Crusaders volleyball on TableRockSports.net. as they take on the Douglas Trojans. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice and industry leader in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned and family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. When you hear that crash, think Bill's Glass. The first point in set number 2 belongs to the Douglas Trojans. We see the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. St. Mary's taking set number 1, 25-18. A strong strike and a kill, McKenna Anderson for Douglas. The Trojans with an early 2-0 lead. Anderson again. Sent over by Kylie Kinsella of St. Mary's. Returned in play by Shaylin Thorpe. 3 early points on the board for the Trojans. Anderson again. Make it 4 in a row. Anderson again. She's got the magic touch for Douglas right now. A 5-0 lead for the Trojans in set number 2. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep things right here. You're watching St. Mary's Volleyball on TableRockSports.net as we bring you coverage of this triple header. St. Mary's, Douglas, and Sutherland all here at St. Mary's High School to play a round-robin triple header. Game number 2 here on TableRockSports.net. You see the scores on the John L. Scott scoreboard. St. Mary's took set 1 from Douglas, 25-18, but it has been all Douglas in set number 2. The strong serving of McKenna Anderson leading the charge for the Trojans. It's still Anderson back to serve. And another ace. No, and McKenna Anderson is just on a roll right now. Another point won by Anderson. She can do no wrong. Make it 9 in a row. St. Mary's able to get it over. McKenna Anderson sends it up. Molly Polamalu gets it across. Make it 10 straight points for the Trojans. Anderson again. Kelsey Dunn sends it over. The quick set by Samantha Crozier. Blocked by Weigman. Tracked down by Anderson. Sent over beautifully by Shaylin Thorpe. St. Mary's gets it to Dunn, and now the Crusaders on the board. The magic had to end sometime. Still a fantastic run of points by the Douglas Trojans, spearheaded by the server McKenna Anderson. Caitlin Hansen back to serve for St. Mary's. Anderson sends it up. Sent over by Crozier. Borovansky sends it across. Anderson pops it up. Anderson sends it across. Snow into the net. And a couple points on the board for the Crusaders. Make sure to thank our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, for making this broadcast possible. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Flying in for the kill, Shaylin Thorpe. And Douglas back with possession. Ahead 11-2 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Thorpe the serve. Noelle Thickett wins the point for St. Mary's. Kelsey Dunn is back to serve for St. Mary's. And an ace for Dunn. Back-to-back aces for Kelsey Dunn. And despite that long run by Douglas, St. Mary's down by just 6. Still plenty of volleyball left to play in this second set. Allie Weigman, the spike, controlled by St. Mary's. Emma Johnston on the return. Douglas controls. Weigman again. Oh, the miss hit, but gets the job done. Point and possession back to Douglas. It'll be Molly Palomalu back to serve. Mila Palomalu will check in. (12-5), Douglas on top here in set number 2 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Emma Johnston the spike. Palomalu is there. Weigman the quick touch, return to sender. Immel is there to Anderson, who bops it over, and points to Douglas. Kylie Miller checks into the game for St. Mary's. Molly Palomalu to serve. Kelsey Dunn gets it over. The set by Anderson, the spike by Immel, and a kill. Excuse me, that was Samantha Crozier there on the kill for Douglas. Molly Palomalu again, serves it away. Low line drive and an ace. Substitution for St. Mary's. And now play is resumed. Too far past the back line. The Crusaders will take point and possession. Albie Borovansky back to serve for St. Mary's. The finesse, not that time. Point to Douglas. Samantha Crozier back to serve. And point possession to St. Mary's. Noelle Thickett will send it away. McKenna Anderson the kill for the Crimson and Black. 17-7 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Shaylin Thorpe will check in. Ellie Weigman is back to serve. Weigman with the ace. 18-7 now the score. Timeout. We'll take one as well here on TableRockSports.net. Welcome back to Jackson Court inside St. Mary's High School. You're watching Crusaders Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. 18-7, the Douglas Trojans on top here in set number 2. Kelsey Dunn gets it across for the Crusaders. The set by Crozier, the spike by Anderson, saved by Noelle Thickett. And the point won by St. Mary's. Caitlin Hansen getting it across for the home team. Ball clips the net. Quick play back and forth from the front line, and it's won by McKenna Anderson. Douglas retakes possession. The lead back up to 11. Mila Palomalu serves it away. And another ace for Douglas. They've won more than half of their points in this set on aces. Another ace for the Trojans. Maybe we should start calling them Doug Lace instead of Douglas. Apologies for those of you, as there's another ace for Douglas. Apologies for those of you whose eyes rolled out of the back and out of your heads on that terrible pun. All right, apologies. 22-8 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Another point for Douglas. Closing in on a dominant second set win. Molly Palomalu gets it over for Douglas. Chrisman, the spike and the kill. Point to St. Mary's. Substitutions for both teams. Abby Chrisman back to serve for St. Mary's. A quick touch by Thorpe. Point one by Douglas. And now the Trojans with set point here in set number 2. McKenna Anderson, who won 10 straight to start this set, back to serve for the Trojans. And another ace to finish it off. The Douglas Trojans taking care of business in set number 2. We're all tied 1 apiece going into set number 3. Don't go anywhere. The Lithia Superstore Game of the Week continues here on TableRockSports.net.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
To get from here to there. By using public transit, bicyclists can go farther, save money, and improve the environment. RVTD. Here to get you there.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Welcome back to Jackson Court. You're watching St. Mary's Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. You see the scores on the John L. Scott scoreboard, a couple of lopsided set scores. 25-18 for St. Mary's in set number 1, and then 25-9 for the Douglas Trojans, in set number 2. The Medical Eye Center of Medford is helping bring you today's action. They have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit medicaleyecenter.com to learn how they can help with your vision needs. If you appreciate what we're doing here on TableRockSports.net, please give us a subscribe on our YouTube page. Just search Table Rock Sports on YouTube and hit that big red subscribe button. Continues to allow us to bring you live coverage of high school action absolutely free on any device, anywhere you have an internet connection. A stellar second set started by McKenna Anderson for the Douglas Trojans. Anderson won 10 straight points to start the second set, and she is back to serve for Douglas here in set number 3. Low line drive serve. St. Mary's gets it across. And a double touch called against the Trojans. So St. Mary's able to get over that hump early. Noelle Thickett the serve, and point possession right back to Douglas. Ellie Weigman is back to serve. Dug out by Dunn to Borovansky. Sent over by Caitlin Hansen. There on the strike, perfectly placed, Miriam Stoffel. And Douglas takes the lead here in set number 3. Mackenzie Phillips checks into the game for the Trojans. Ellie Weigman back to serve. Weigman sends it away. A strong strike by Johnston. Weigman there on the first touch. Point to the Crusaders. Oh, and the quick touch, nicely done by Kelsey Dunn of St. Mary's. Sending that ball straight down to the hardwood. Johnston again, too strong past the back line, and we're all tied at 3. Possession to Douglas. Back to serve, Marissa Schultz for the Trojans. Mila Palamalu will also check in for Douglas. Point and possession back to St. Mary's. Abby Christman to serve. Strong strike by Mackenzie Phillips, handled by St. Mary's, sent over by Christman. The set by Anderson. The spike by Phillips. St. Mary's controls. Kelsey Dunn into no man's land, sent up into the air by Anderson, and nobody on the other end. It was a good effort by by Samantha Crozier to try and track that down, but in vain. Christman still with the serve. Anderson sets it up. Crozier, the strong strike, and the kill. Mackenzie Phillips for the Trojans. Samantha Crozier to serve. Kelsey Dunn sends it across. Dug out by Weigman. Sent over by Phillips. Borovansky is there. Sent over by Miller. McKenna Anderson, the soft touch, gets the job done. We're all tied at 5 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Both teams looking to take a 2-1 advantage heading into set number 4. Samantha Crozier the serve. Borvansky returns. Too far past the back line. Point and possession to St. Mary's. Caitlin Hansen will send it away. Clips the net. Douglas able to recover, and only for a moment. Point to St. Mary's. Hansen again. Point to Douglas. Mila Palomalu. No, excuse me. Mackenzie Phillips back to serve. And an ace for Phillips. Strong strike. Back-to-back aces from Mackenzie Phillips. As the Trojans take the lead. That time too strong. Past the back line. We're all tied at 8 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Miriam Stoffel checks into the game for Douglas. Kelsey Dunn back to serve for St. Mary's. And an ace for Douglas. Excuse me, an ace for Dunn. 9-8 St. Mary's on top. Dunn again. Wise decision by Douglas to let it sail past the back line. Tied up once again. Substitutions. Corey Boyd checks into the game for Douglas. Sydney Alexander checks into the game for St. Mary's. Mila Palomalu is back behind the line to serve. Sent over by Borvansky. The set by Crozier, the spike by Anderson, and the kill. Douglas takes the lead, 10-9. Mila Palomalu again. Borvansky the first touch. Sent over by Johnston. Sent back across by Stoffel. Here's Johnston again, and this time Johnston with the kill for St. Mary's. Substitutions for both squads. Albie Borvansky is back to serve. Ellie Weigman had it returned to sender. Abby Christman wins it for St. Mary's. Borvansky again. St. Mary's controls. Johnston, the return. Douglas is there. And it's won at the front line. Corey Boyd for the Trojans. Tied up at 11 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. McKenna Anderson back to serve. Crispin gets it over. St. Mary's able to recover. Another opportunity for Douglas here. This time Weigman. But Sydney Alexander there on the back line for St. Mary's. Johnston the strike, controlled by Stoffel. To Anderson. To Boyd. Now St. Mary's a chance to respond. Oh, and the finesse does the trick. Abby Christman for the Crusaders. Lucy Palmer checking in to serve for St. Mary's. The set by Anderson. Across by Boyd, too far. St. Mary's, a 2-point lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Palmer to send it away once again. Anderson sets it up. Wagman, the kill for Douglas. Mackenzie Phillips will check into the game for the Trojans. Ellie Wagman is back to serve. Point and possession back to St. Mary's. Emma Johnston will send it away. Quick touch, Abby Christman with the kill for St. Mary's. Making our way through set number 3. Another point for St. Mary's. 16-12 now on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Low line drive by Emma Johnston, an ace for St. Mary's. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep things right here. You're watching St. Mary's Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. It is our sponsors who make this live high school athletic action available for you on any device absolutely free, including our title sponsor, Lithia Auto Superstores Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. This broadcast is also brought to you by My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins with My Circle K. Medford parents with children who will be 5 on September 1st, it's time to launch into kindergarten. Visit your neighborhood school April 7th from 4 to 6 p.m. Please bring your child and proof of address and get the scoop on all things kindergarten. Visit medford.k12.or.us to learn more about kindergarten launch. St. Mary's with a 17-12 advantage here in set number 3 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. That serve sails wide but touched on the back line by a Douglas Trojan. Point to St. Mary's. It is still Emma Johnson, the freshman, serving it for St. Mary's. The first touch by Wagman. Fantastic dig by Dunn. Sent up into the air by Phillips. Crozier the strike, controlled by St. Mary's, sent over by Johnston. The set by Anderson. Return to sender, Kelsey Dunn and Abby Christman there for the Crusaders. Johnston again. On the line, an ace for the Crusaders. As the ball hit the net upright, another point for St. Mary's. And you have to wonder if we'll see yet another lopsided score. There's Mackenzie Phillips, the strike. And point 1 by Douglas. Corey Boyd is back to serve. Mila Palomalu checks back in for the Trojans. Kelsey Dunn winning it on the front line for St. Mary's. Marissa Schultz checks back in for Douglas. Abby Crispin back to serve for St. Mary's. Polamalu the set, the spike, too far. And St. Mary's closing in on a set number 3 victory. Quick substitution for the Crusaders. And they're going to instead give the point to the Trojans. So Douglas wins the point. 22-14 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Met at the top, Kelsey Dunn winning it for St. Mary's. Caitlin Hansen back to serve. And the quick touch, the finesse by Mackenzie Phillips wins it for the Trojans. It'll be Phillips back to serve. Low line drive and an ace for Douglas. Johnson the first to touch it. And a point to Douglas. Now the Trojans making things interesting here in set number 3. Line drive. Kelsey Dunn gets it across for St. Mary's. Dangerous position, and it's won by the Crusaders. No! Take it back. Douglas awarded the point. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on TableRockSports.net. Welcome back to Jackson Court. You're watching Crusader Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. In the waning moments of set number 3, Douglas facing a 5-point deficit, but they have possession and will serve it away. Mackenzie Phillips will do the honors for the Black and Crimson. Mila Polamalu there on the front lines for the Trojans. Quick strike by Noelle Thickett. Whoa, a vicious blow for Douglas. Grateful I was not on the receiving end of that strike. Mackenzie Phillips will send it away. Thickett. And a point one for St. Mary's. Set point for the Crusaders. Kelsey Dunn is back to serve for the Crusaders, trying to close out set number 3. And a timeout called by Douglas. We'll keep things right here. You're watching St. Mary's Crusaders volleyball on TableRockSports.net. Today's game is brought to you in part by My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins with My Circle K. You see the set scores on the John L. Scott scoreboard. St. Mary's taking set number 1, 25-18, and then Douglas with an absolute rout in set number 2, taking it 25-9. Things have been a little tighter here in set number 3, but still St. Mary's with a commanding 24-19 lead. Set point and possession for the Crusaders, trying to take that all-important 2-set-to-1 advantage heading into set number 4. Mila Palomalu, the quick touch, dug out beautifully by Borovansky, but the point awarded to Douglas. It'll be Mila Palomalu back to serve. Corey Boyd will check in for the Trojans. Mila Palomalu will send it away. And another point won by Douglas. They're within 2. Here's Johnston. Met at the top. Ball hung on the rim. Oh, it hung on the net. Point to Douglas. The Trojans 1 point away from tying this thing. High school volleyball first to 25, but you have to win by 2. It's up in the air. Johnston the strike. Saved by Crozier. Crozier again is there. Up by Anderson. Weigman sends it across. Point to Douglas. We're tied at 24. Timeout, St. Mary's. We're not going anywhere. Keep things right here at Jackson Court. You're watching Crusader Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. Game 2, or I should say match 2 of 3 of our coverage of triple header volleyball action here at St. Mary's High School. We saw the Sutherland Bulldogs take on St. Mary's in the first game. Douglas and St. Mary's here in set number 2. And the South Umpqua Lancers will be next on the docket for St. Mary's. But right now the Crusaders focused on this tight match with the Douglas Trojans. Tied at 24. The quick set over by Weigman. Controlled. Anderson will get it across. Return to sender. Kylie Miller for St. Mary's. And the Crusaders with set point. Albie Borovansky is back to serve. Sent over by Anderson. The set by Hansen, the quick touch, and it's St. Mary's who holds on to take set number 3. We head to set number 4 with the Crusaders on top, 2-1. Don't go anywhere. The 4th set will be back right after this on TableRockSports.net.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, go higher! You killing me!
Or this.
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
My Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Welcome back to Jackson Court inside St. Mary's High School. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by US Cellular at Siskiyou. You see the scores on the John L. Scott scoreboard. St. Mary's with a 2-1 lead over the Douglas Trojans. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. My name is Jonathan Kerman. The man behind the lens is Caleb Franklin, bringing you coverage of this triple header on this Saturday here at St. Mary's High School. A couple of lopsided sets in sets 1 and 2, but could not ask for a more thrilling set number 3. And that has set the stage. St. Mary's in the driver's seat with possession to start set number 4. Borvansky the serve. We are underway. Molly Palomalu the kill for the Trojans. Possession will change hands. It'll be McKenna Anderson to send it away. Dunn sends it over. The set by Crozier. Molly Palomalu had it returned to sender. And the point won by the Crusaders front line. Noelle Thickett back to serve for St. Mary's. On the return, Caitlin Hansen for the Crusaders. Thickett again. And wide past the near sideline. Point possession to Douglas. Ellie Weigman back to serve. Checking in is Shaylin Thorpe. McKenna Johnston the kill. Emma Johnston for St. Mary's. And it'll be Johnston back to serve for the Crusaders. Low line drive wide past the far sideline, point and possession to Douglas. Molly Palomalu back to serve. Her sister Mila Palomalu checks in. Oh, somehow Emma Johnson able to track that down for St. Mary's. Play continues. The set by Anderson, the strike by Thorpe, and the kill for Douglas. Molly Palomalu. Quick strike by Dunn. No one on the receiving end. Point possession back to St. Mary's. Abby Christman to serve. Point and possession back to the Trojans. Samantha Crozier will send it away. St. Mary's gets it across. Set by Crozier. Mila Palomalu, the finesse. Point to Douglas. On the response, Kelsey Dunn with the kill. Point to St. Mary's. Caitlin Hansen is back to serve. Abby Christman, the block. And point to St. Mary's. And I think the officials will have a discussion here. Chance to tell you about our amazing title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. This broadcast would not be possible without the support of Bill's Glass, the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. Locally owned and family run, Bill's Glass supports our local schools and communities. When you hear that crash, think Bill's Glass. All of our officials are going to get gathered up to have a discussion about what just happened on that last play. And they're going to award the point to nobody. Nobody wins the point. We're just going to replay it. Hansen the serve. On the response, McKenna Anderson too strong. Points to St. Mary's. Hansen again. Anderson the first to touch it. She'll send it over. And the soft touch this time. The set by Hansen. Dunn sends it across. Dug out nicely by Schultz. Sent over by Palomalu. And winning it on the front lines, Noelle Thickett for St. Mary's. And they take the lead 7-6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Sent over by Crozier. Return to sender, nobody on the other end. Another point for the Crusaders. Hansen again. Molly Palomalu, the first to touch it, sent over by Anderson, but it hits the upright. Points to St. Mary's. Again, St. Mary's. On a bit of a run now, the score 10-6. Another miscommunication. Crusaders take advantage. Timeout called by Douglas. We'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Play resumes here at St. Mary's High School as the St. Mary's Crusaders on a roll. They have won 7 straight points. Now have a 6-point lead. McKenna Anderson sends it over for Douglas off the face of Emma Johnston. And the point won by Douglas. 17-12 now the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Shaylin Thorpe to serve. Noelle Thickett gets it across. Dug out by Thorpe. Point won by St. Mary's. Kelsey Dunn back to serve for the Crusaders. And this time, Mila Palomalu winning it on the front lines for the Trojans. It'll be Mila Palomalu to send it away. First touch by Signe Alexander. Sent over by Montana Driscoll. And it's Driscoll who wins the point for St. Mary's. Albie Borovansky back to serve. Set by Anderson. Palomalu had to readjust, and the point won by St. Mary's. There you see the South Umpqua Lancers making their way through the gym, and that will be the third and final opponent for the St. Mary's Crusaders today, but we're still right in the middle of this one. The quick set over by Anderson, beautifully done. Point for Douglas. And it'll be Anderson back to serve. Too strong past the back line. Point in possession back to St. Mary's. Lucy Palmer will serve it away for the Crusaders. Anderson to set. And returned. And returned again. And I believe a lift, will be called against St. Mary's. Point to Douglas. That was a fantastic rally there. Weigman will serve it away. The quick touch by Chrisman gets the job done. Point to St. Mary's. Fantastic effort displayed by Marissa Schultz and Miriam Stoffel for Douglas, but in vain. Now Shaylin Thorpe will check back in for the Trojans. Back to serve Montana Driscoll for St. Mary's. Noelle Thickett and Kelsey Dunn check in as well for the Crusaders. Anderson to set. Sent over by Crozier. Wide past the near sideline. Point to St. Mary's. Driscoll again. First touch by Wagman. There's Thorpe, strong, too strong. Point to St. Mary's. Driscoll again. Returned by Polamalu. Sent over by Crispin, perfectly placed. And St. Mary's in the 20s. Timeout called by Douglas. Don't go anywhere. You're watching TableRockSports.net.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
Welcome back to Jackson Court inside St. Mary's High School. You're watching Crusaders Volleyball on TableRockSports.net. Set number 4, the Crusaders in the driver's seat with a 20-10 lead over the visiting Douglas Trojans in game number 2 of our triple header today here at St. Mary's High School. Thank you for joining us here on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. First point out of the timeout, won by Douglas. The Trojans will have possession. And Molly Polamalu back to serve. And will St. Mary's return? They will! Fantastic effort by Thickett. Then too far past the back line on that strike. Point to the Crusaders. Well earned. Abby Christman and Noelle Thickett teaming up to track down that last ball. It'll be Christman to serve. And set by Crozier, sent over by Thorpe. Sent up by Hanson, set across by Christman. Anderson to set. Crozier, too strong. Point to St. Mary's. Christman to serve, but not before Taylor Woulette checks in for St. Mary's. First touch by Wegman. Sent over by Molly Polamalu, and Polamalu wins it for the Trojans. Samantha Crozier back to serve. First touch by Driscoll. Sent over by Dunn. Controlled by Douglas. Anderson to strike and the kill. Again, Crozier the serve. Wide past the back line. Point and possession back to St. Mary's. Caitlin Hanson to serve for the Crusaders. Anderson the strike. Too far past the back line. And now the Crusaders with match point. Hansen again. Touched by Anderson. To Crozier. Anderson sends it back. The set by Hansen. And the finesse wins it. Kelsey Dunn for St. Mary's, and the Crusaders win it 3-1 over the visiting Douglas Trojans. There you see the set scores on the John L. Scott scoreboard. What a fantastic volleyball match. Amazing effort and athleticism displayed by both teams, but it's the Crusaders who come out on top. That's going to do it for this broadcast. We've got one more game for you here on TableRockSports.net as the St. Mary's Crusaders take on the South Umpqua Lancers. That game coming up in about an hour, so make sure to tune back in here on TableRockSports.net for the third game of our triple header of action here at St. Mary's High School. For Caleb Franklin, I'm Jonathan Kerman saying so long and thank you for watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Once again, the St. Mary's Crusaders defeat the Douglas Trojans 3-1. We'll catch you next time here on Table Rock Sports.